Hi, this video that you're about to see I filmed sometime in May. Some stuff happened this winter and this spring that was pretty traumatic for me, and you can see in the video that I'm still pretty down about it. So I've been taking videos as I've been going out into the garden and doing things, but I haven't found the will to put them on YouTube, I guess. And so this video that you're about to see is old, and I have several that I have taken that are important that I want to put out there, but I am also filming currently as well. This is July 1st right now, and I am going to be caught up very soon, and I'll be putting those videos out, and you'll soon be where we are right now and see what's going on in the garden recently. So I hope that you like this. I appreciate it if you watch it. It kind of talks about what happened. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay blessed, and here's the video. Hello, my name is Ruth, and this is Faye Hollow Homestead, and I am back in business. I have been out for a while. Over the winter and fall, my husband and I, I was pregnant for about 3 months, and then we had a miscarriage, actually exactly 3 months, and so I was kind of healing from the trauma of that, and it was very exciting. My husband and we got pregnant again, and 3 months in to the day, I had another miscarriage, and so it's been a rough 7-8 months, and so I have been neglecting my gardens quite a lot because I've basically been hiding in my home and just burying myself in books and things like that, and trying to heal. And because of that, my food forest hasn't been I haven't even been inside my food forest since probably like October, maybe September, October. My vegetable garden, which is next door to my food forest, I have been in that a few times, and actually my mother-in-law and we are doing a big project with that where we're going to be just completely redoing all of the beds because we had a lot of problems with voles last year, and so we're going to be creating raised beds and putting a fencing underneath the raised beds. And so we're just gonna, it's gonna be really hard work to dig out all that really good soil, lay down the fence, and then put the soil back on and build those beds, but we're ready for it. And I am sick and tired of all the hard work of the garden throughout the year just going to waste because the voles just eat everything. So I have been looking through the fence at the food forest as I walk by and take care of the chickens in the mornings. And I'm just going to say, the beauty of a perennial garden is that with or without you, things are going to be happening and growing and maturing and doing wonderful things. And it is like looking into the secret garden, looking through this fence, because it is overgrown and there's just glimpses of beauty scattered around, and through the grass, which is grown up very high. And today what I'm going to be doing is basically just weed whacking so that I have a path to walk through. But let me show you just a little bit of what it looks like right now, and I'm going to go in and we're going to take a look around. Have to redo that fence for sure, or the gate, it's starting to fall apart. But first of all, I'm really excited about this kiwi trellis that I've got going on. Every year so far, the kiwi vines have just been going crazy, but they've always died back in the winter and come back up strong in the spring and just dominated this every year. But this is the first year that they've grown from hardwood, and they have not died all the way back. And so I'm hoping that this year we're gonna get kiwis off of these vines, and that would just be incredible. Sorry, the sun is really bright. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Guys, it is overgrown in wild and wonderful ways. But there's beauty everywhere. Oh my goodness. So if you see, I've got some alliums right over here coming up. Probably knocked over a little bit because of the voles. But the currants are doing really well. The fruit trees are doing really well. Man, I can see I've really got to get through some of these weeds here. And my grape trellis broke over the winter apparently. I was going to get out here. I had such great plans of pruning these grapevines this year. The old growth from last year of the daisies, but the daisies are still coming up underneath. You can see strawberries growing down there. The strawberries have just taken over. The chives are coming up and there are bees all over them. The blueberries. Apple tree is doing well. My new apple trees that I planted last year, they're doing really well. My goodness. Oh, the grapevines are going crazy. I gotta really trim those back. Let's see. The mulberries. Look at even some of the stuff I didn't even think would come back up again is coming back. Oh, wow. This is just a mess. You can see this is a tree that is a herbaceous tree, pokeberry, and you can see it just completely died back, but then it's growing up quite a lot down there. I'm actually probably going to trim some of that back once I get a chance. The Juneberry is so much taller. Man. Look at this. This plum tree I really thought wasn't going to do well is actually doing stuff. You can see the raspberries have just kind of taken over. I had great plans of coming in and really pruning back a lot of these raspberries, loganberries and such. And that just, I had a hard time finding the will this year. And currants. Lots of currants doing really well. But it really does feel like a secret garden in here. Look at all this. I gotta cut all this back. And the new mums are coming up. Oh, man. The goji berries are going crazy. All this that you can see are goji berries. And then this is a Sickles pear just coming up. And it's like visiting an old friend. Somebody I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, the Monarda is coming back. Oh, the what is that? My hazelnut is still doing good. The little baby hazelnut that I had is actually doing really good too. The snake plant, rattlesnake plant. Oh, the mystery plant from last year that ended up being the aronia berry. Look at how big it is. It's almost to the top of where the grapevine trellis is. Oh, that's getting huge. My persimmon tree is getting bigger. Look at that. That is equal to my mid-thigh right there. That's so exciting. Oh, I see milkweed coming up. I planted a lot of milkweed seeds last year. Planted a lot of poppy seeds. So hopefully I'll have a lot of poppies coming up this year. Oh, I see a poppy plant right there. Speaking of, oh, and there's another one right there. That's exciting. Oh, and there's a whole bunch down there. Look at this. This is just overgrown like you wouldn't believe. And the woad, look at how good the woad is doing, and the witch hazel. Look at that elderberry. Now I've been keeping an eye on this elderberry, and I've just been amazed by it because the duck pond is in there. I gotta empty out the duck pond too. Oh, look at that. This aronia berry is doing good. That aronia berry is doing good. Look at, I've got a bachelor button already growing. Look at how beautiful that is. Who knew? Beginning of May, we'd have bachelor buttons. Look at the crimson clover. Glad that's growing. I'm not gonna pull that out. I'll just cut that back. That is an almond tree doing really well. So exciting. The blueberries, but I mean, just, it looks magical. If I could, I would leave it like this, I think. There's just such a wild abundance that's growing here. And the nice thing about the food forest is I wouldn't even have to grow, or I wouldn't even have to do anything. I mean, seriously, like, this is all doing everything that it needs to. I'm gonna show you how many thousands of strawberries are growing right here, and oh my goodness, I think I see baby fruit growing on my nectarine, which means this year we're gonna get nectarines, because I'm highly positive that we are past our last frost and hard freeze. Do you see this? Do you see that? Oh, there's a leaf in the way. Look at that, nectarines. Look at this, nectarines growing, coming up. They're everywhere. Oh my goodness. Guys, it's beautiful in here. It's so beautiful. And it's healing to know that, you know, it's still doing its thing. It's still growing. My friend didn't abandon me. Life may be hard, tragedy strikes, but the garden is still here. Let me do a roll. Can you see this? I think that's just beautiful. So I'm gonna be weed whacking a path so that my kids can get through here and I don't have to worry about snakes. And I do want to weed out some of the grasses and some other things in here so that I can make room for more plants, because it's a food forest and you should never stop adding to your food forest. Well, there's a whole lot to do, so let's get started. Okay, so all done with the weed whacking, and it is quite different looking. My goodness, it is a lot neater, let's say that. So you can kind of see here, looks a lot neater, more inviting, I guess, because there's a pathway. Pathways have a lot to do with inviting people to see just what's around the bend. And it's nice, when I first started this garden 4 years ago, everything was so little. The pathways wasn't really an invitation to see what's around the bend because you could see everything so well, but now you really can't tell what's around the bend right there, and it kind of makes you want to go check it out. Just like this one over here, what's around this one, it's kind of hard to tell. You want to go explore. So there is a lot left to do, but it's nice to get one thing done, and I'll probably stay out here for a little while and trim back on some of the overgrowth or the leftover dead growth from last year. But just weed whacking has changed it so much. It's turning into exactly what I remember. And I'm very excited because this is the 4th year, and usually fruit trees take about 4 to 5 years for them to really fruit. And so last year we had a ton of peaches. I had a couple of apples that kind of did something, but not really. So I'm looking forward to this year really starting to see the fruit of my labor over the last 4 years, and I did neglect it, and I just had to. I had to take care of myself for a while there. I am still struggling with coming to grips of having 2 miscarriages so fast and carrying them so far along. And I know that I've got weed whacking debris all over. I know that 12 weeks is not a super long time to carry a baby, but it is right at 12 weeks. That's usually when you can breathe that sigh of relief. And they say it's if you're going to have a miscarriage, it's very rare to have a miscarriage 12 weeks and after. And so to get to that point each time and to lose the baby then is devastating. And I know that God wants us to have more children. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I know that it is going to happen, and I'm just going to be patient. And right now I'm doing a lot of self-care as far as I'm intermittent fasting, trying to cleanse my body that way. I'm doing a lot of detox herbal things. I'm trying to build up my everything that you need as a woman, your hormones, stuff like that, and trying to get that balanced and where it needs to be herbally and nutrition wise, and trying to work out more. But you can only do so much, so eventually I'm going to see a doctor and see what's going on, but I'm not ready for that yet. And right now, this is probably the best medicine that I can have, being out here. There's not a lot of work that needs to be done. I mean, there's a good amount, but it's not like a ridiculous amount. For the size of this garden and for neglecting it for that long, you'd assume that there would be hours and hours and hours and hours, if not weeks of work that I need to take care of all of this in order to get back into shape, but really not. The nice thing about food forest is especially at this level, is the strawberries. They are doing their ground cover thing, and there's not a ton of weeds. Along the edges, there's quite a few weeds, and in the areas where I didn't have strawberries growing, or ground covers where I just had a mulch down, I didn't get an extra load of mulch last year, and so I didn't put an extra layer down. And so there's quite a few weeds coming up there, but other than pruning, and I got to figure out a way to fix this grape trellis. I don't know, that's going to be quite a project. But other than that, it's just removing old growth and then planting a lot of the things that I've already had started as seeds. So I don't want you guys to think that I haven't been doing anything. There's actually been a lot of things that I've been doing around the property. I've honestly been avoiding the food forest. I don't know, it's such a happy place for me in here. And so I guess I wasn't ready. And so I've been focusing on a lot of other things. I've planted a couple of hedges. We've got some raised beds by the house. I've got a wonderful planter tower that I put together. The garden by the house is doing really well. And I planted more fruit trees, and at this point I counted and we're up to like 100 fruit trees, which you wouldn't believe, because I mean, you see this and it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but there are around 40 to 50 fruit trees in this food forest alone, and this is just a 50-foot by 50-foot garden. I mean, it's really not that big. And then I have my second food forest up there, and then I've been planting fruit trees sporadically around the rest of the property. And so there's a lot of fruit trees going on. I think every year I'm just a little bit afraid that maybe I did something wrong the last year. And so if I plant fruit trees this year, I won't have to wait 3 or 4 years if I did make a mistake. And so if I plant and then I still don't get any fruit, and because it hasn't been the 4 years until now. And so every year I've planted new fruit trees just in case I did something wrong every year, so that I don't have to wait so long to get fruit. But it's looking like nothing went wrong, which is really nice, because that nectarine tree is 4 years old, and it is producing quite a lot of fruit, and that's what I was looking for. So I'm back. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be doing a video every day of every week, but I'm going to be trying to get out 2 to 3 videos a week, and if not more, that would be great. But I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself, because I just really stress is not a thing that I need right now. So that's that today. Really, all I did is weed whack, but I came into the food forest and I looked around and explored a little bit and started again. So I guess it's a little bit more than just weed whacking. Anyway, guys, thank you for being with me. For all of you who watched this video, thank you so much. It means the world to me. And while I was away from this channel, I got quite a few more subscribers. So maybe I'll do another introduction video later this week or something like that. But I am humbled and grateful and so blessed by this channel and by the people who support this channel. Thank you so much for you guys who leave comments, who hit the like button, who share it with your friends. I mean, honestly, it means the world to me, and to be able to do something that I love so much and share it with people who also love things like this is just indescribable. It is such a blessing. So thank you. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.